What if I told you that the entire course of human history, wars, revolutions, inventions, love stories, might all come down to something as small as a wrong turn, or a butterfly flapping its wings in the jungle? Sounds absurd, right? But consider this. In 1914, a man named Gavrilo Princip went to assassinate Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria. He failed. Miserably. The plan had collapsed. The Archduke had escaped. Disappointed, Princip walked away and ducked into a cafe for a sandwich. Moments later, the Archduke's driver, confused and off route, accidentally drove right past that same cafe. Princip looked up, stunned. The target was right in front of him. He pulled the trigger. And with those two gunshots, World War I began. Millions would die. The map of the world would change forever. All because someone got hungry. All because of a wrong turn. This is the butterfly effect. The idea that a tiny, seemingly insignificant moment can ripple outward, growing in strength and changing the course of everything that follows. What if 1 second, 1 word, 1 glance shifted everything? In this video, we're diving deep into how the smallest events shape the future in ways we never could have imagined. Because when you zoom out far enough, history isn't just built by kings, presidents, and battles. It's built on moments, small, quiet, accidental, and sometimes life-changing. So, what exactly is the butterfly effect? The term comes from a concept in chaos theory, the study of complex systems where even tiny changes can lead to wildly different outcomes. It was popularized by meteorologist Edward Lorenz in the 1960s. He was running weather simulations on an early computer. One day he decided to round a number in the model, just a small tweak, shaving off a few decimal places. Harmless, right? But when he ran the simulation again, the results were completely different. It wasn't just a little off, it was completely transformed. Lorenz realized that in complex systems, like the weather, small changes at the start can cause enormous differences later on. He described it with a poetic metaphor. A butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil can set off a tornado in Texas. Now, obviously, it's not about actual butterflies flapping hurricanes into existence. It's about how, in a chaotic system where everything is connected, even the tiniest input can lead to unpredictable, massive consequences. And here's the wild part. We live inside that kind of system. Our lives, our choices, our world. They're all connected in a massive, delicate web of cause and effect. One delay, one conversation, one decision, not even big ones, can shift everything. The butterfly effect challenges the way we think about control. It asks, are we really steering the ship? Or are we riding a wave of small, invisible moments that build into something much larger? And if something so small can change the future, what does that say about the choices we make every day? Let's bring the butterfly effect down from theory into real life, because once you start looking for it, you'll see it everywhere. Example 1, a wrong turn that started a world war. You've already heard the beginning of this one. Gavrilo Princip, a failed assassination, a sandwich. But here's what happened next. After Princip shot Archduke Franz Ferdinand, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. That triggered alliances. Russia sided with Serbia, Germany with Austria. France and Britain followed. Within weeks, the world was burning. Over 20 million people would die in World War I. It didn't end with the armistice in 1918. The Treaty of Versailles would humiliate Germany, laying the foundation for Adolf Hitler's rise. And that led to World War II, which led to the atomic bomb, the Cold War, the space race, the internet. Trace it all back, and you'll find a hungry assassin and a wrong turn. Example 2, a firing that sparked a tech revolution. In 1985, Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was kicked out of his own company. A public failure, humiliation. But here's the twist. Getting fired was the best thing that ever happened to him. He went on to start Next, a new company focused on building powerful computers for universities. That failed financially, but the tech, it was revolutionary. At the same time, Jobs bought a small animation studio. He renamed it Pixar. Years later, Apple, struggling, bought Next, and in doing so brought Steve Jobs back. The next software became the foundation of Mac OS. Pixar changed the future of storytelling. And Apple? Well, you might be holding the result of all that in your hand right now. Imagine if Jobs had never been fired. Would the iPhone exist? Would Toy Story? Example 3, a rejection that rewrote fiction. In the early 1990s, a single mother in the UK was scribbling ideas on napkins while her baby napped beside her in cafes. She finished her manuscript, sent it to publishers. 12 of them said no. But one small publishing house took a chance, offering her a tiny advance to publish a book about a boy wizard. Her name? J.K. Rowling. The Harry Potter series went on to sell over 500 million copies and inspired a generation. We've seen how the butterfly effect shaped history. But what about you? What if the most important moment of your life already happened and you didn't even notice? Think about it. What if you hadn't missed that bus? What if you had replied to that random message? What if you'd walked into a different coffee shop at the exact moment someone else did? These aren't just coincidences. They're tiny shifts in your timeline, little fragments of chance that set a completely new chain of events into motion. Maybe you met your best friend because you took a wrong turn. Maybe you avoided a terrible accident because your phone died and delayed you. Maybe you picked up a book by mistake and it changed how you see the world forever. And you'll never know the alternate versions of your life, the one where you moved to a different city or spoke up in that meeting or said yes instead of no. Every day we're making choices. Most of them feel small, forgettable. But in the grand web of time, even the tiniest thread can shift the whole pattern, and it works both ways. A kind word to a stranger could lift them out of despair. A moment of patience might stop a fight. A random act of courage could inspire someone years later, someone you'll never even meet. The butterfly effect reminds us that life isn't just something happening to us. We're shaping it, deliberately or accidentally, with everything we do. So take a second. Look back at your own life. What's the moment that changed everything for you? Was it obvious, or was it hiding in plain sight? If tiny things can change everything, then are we really in control, or are we just floating, tossed around by chaos, randomness, and chance? The butterfly effect forces us to ask a deeply uncomfortable question. Are we choosing our paths, or just reacting to ripples we can't see? Let's say you're late to a job interview because of traffic. You don't get the job, so you apply somewhere else. And at that place, you meet the person you'll end up marrying. Was it fate? Was it free will? Or was it just traffic? Some people find this terrifying, the idea that our lives are shaped by things outside our control. But others, they find it comforting because it means you don't have to have everything figured out. It means that chaos isn't just destructive, it's creative. The world isn't a straight line. It's a chaotic dance of billions of tiny events colliding and shaping each other in real time. And while you can't predict the outcome of every little thing, you can choose how you move through it. You can be kind, you can be curious, you can take chances. And those choices, however small, do matter. The butterfly effect doesn't mean we're powerless. It means we're powerful in ways we can't even measure. You don't need to change the world all at once. Just flap your wings and trust the wind. So what's the takeaway from all this? It's simple and it's profound. Every moment matters, not just the big ones, not just the ones you post about, the quiet moments, the forgettable ones, the awkward pauses, the spontaneous yes, the times you showed up even when it felt small. Because you never know which moment is going to be the one. the one that sets something bigger into motion. Maybe a stranger hears your laugh on the subway and it lifts their day. Maybe a compliment you don't even remember giving becomes the seat of someone's confidence. Maybe you're one decision away from changing the entire direction of your life, and you don't even realize it yet. We spend so much time waiting for the big break, the perfect timing, the obvious sign. But life is built on the invisible, on choices you forget making, on gestures you didn't think mattered, on tiny wings flapping far away, setting the sky in motion. So the next time you wonder if what you're doing is worth it, remember the future is listening, your actions echo, and even the smallest ripple can become a wave. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you want curious questions answered, have a look at some of our other videos.